Hello and welcome back to your favorite show, Identities Umhlobo, where today we're discussing the law that governs public finance management in Zimbabwe. And in the studio, I'm joined by Mr. Chivore from Parliament Budget Office. And I also have the wonderful lady, Miss Barbara Maiwasha from the University of Zimbabwe. Thank you guys for joining us in educating the nation.
Thank you.
Mr. Chivore, before we went on the break, we were already talking about the processes in the alignment of the law, because we had discussed that the reports that have been coming out has been the need for strengthening Parliament role in oversight. And you've already educated us on how the alignment of the new constitution and the old acts is going to strengthen that. So what is the process for alignment?
Yeah, before discussing the process of alignment, I think we all agree that there is need for alignment. Reading from the Auditor General reports, we have seen various misdemeanors, ranging from misappropriation of funds, misuse of funds, procurement issues, procurement without supporting documentation. So all those issues, Parliament is aware of them. And we really need to strengthen legislation. And in strengthening legislation, Section 130 of the Constitution empowers Parliament to initiate, to reject, or to approve any legislation. So Parliament can initiate legislation through private members' bill, or they can receive legislation from the executive. Then they approve and pass on the laws that will have come from the executive. So with regards to the PFMA, Parliament has been very proactive. Like I said, we have identified around 17 issues that may need alignment with the Constitution, and about 5 issues with regards to best practice, the issues that I spoke about the legislating for the budget calendar, and also making sure that the executive brings along with the budget what we call the Charter of Fiscal Responsibility. That is in Uganda, as it is the case in Uganda. The President, in his official opening address in Parliament, promised that the PFMA is coming to Parliament. So currently, we understand that it is undergoing through some cabinet approvals, and it's still with the executive. But when it comes to Parliament now, Parliament then engages the citizens in line with provisions of Section 141 of the Constitution, which mandates Parliament to engage citizens in each legislative or other processes of its committees. So when it comes to Parliament, Parliament will engage the citizens. So citizens, we are encouraging citizens out there to come and make their own contributions regarding public finance management in Zimbabwe. Then after incorporating citizens' comments, then Parliament will present a report, the appropriate portfolio committee will present a report in the House that will culminate in debate. So the PFMA will be passed with or without amendment, depending on outcomes of citizens' engagement. Then the law will be passed. And after the law is passed by Parliament, then it is transmitted to the head of state, which is the President in this case, for his assent. So those are the processes that go into amendment of the PFMA. But suffice to say that it is very important that citizens participate with regards to sending in their comments, either through public hearings.
All right. Thank you very much, because that's the question I was going to ask Madame Barbara, but you can also chime in. Barbara, before we went actually on the break, at some point you were already starting to define what the role of citizens are. But we want particularly in the making and the alignment that Mr. Pepukai is talking about. What and how can citizens participate in the alignment of this law?
In line with the international best practices on public finance management, we should have citizens participating in all the processes with regards to the change of laws and alignment of laws. The key issue is for the government to make information available to the citizens. So it is the role of the citizens to look for that information as well as to judge its accuracy so that they can have meaningful contributions. And they can also attend public gatherings and meetings. In most cases, we have a challenge that citizens, they shun away from attending these meetings. So they should learn to attend these meetings so that they can air their views in an honest manner, so that they the policies will reflect what they want. And also, apart from that, they can contribute through the local, their local representatives. For example, we can talk of the local political parties, the civil society organizations, so they can work together with them to develop, to craft good proposals that can speak to what they want and speak to the change that they seek to find in as far as public finance management laws are concerned in Zimbabwe. So there are a lot of ways, but the most important thing is that the citizens have been protected through the provisions enshrined in Chapter 4 of the Constitution, that there is respect for fundamental human rights and freedoms. So they have freedom of expression. They have also freedom to access government information, like Mr. Chivore indicated, through online platforms, through reading newspapers. And I also urge citizens not to end there, but they should go ahead and take a leap forward to encourage other citizens to spread and disseminate information regarding their rights to be involved in public finance management debates. Also regarding the right for feedback from the government. The government should also give feedback, because once they have participated, they are waiting to be given feedback on what they have participated in. So this is also a critical issue on the side of the government, to make sure that once they have participated, they also go back to those people at the grassroots level and give them information pertaining the results of their efforts and contributions.
Wow, very comprehensive. Thank you so much, Barbara. That is very comprehensive. I think as citizens, we feel very empowered. Pepukai, briefly as we end, what are some of the, what are we about to see around this alignment of this law moving forward?
Nyari, let me hasten to say that Parliament, being representatives of the people, are very open. So we are likely to see Parliament engaging the citizens, especially with regards to alignment of this law.
Are we likely, because we want to, what are we going to see? I think the
we
question
are going
is,
to see
what are
Parliament,
we seeing moving forward?
We are going to see Parliament engaging citizens with regards to alignment of this law to the Constitution. Parliament is very open. You can just walk in and air your views and give your suggestions. Or you can use our social media. Parliament is available on social media. Twitter, Facebook, you can send in your comments. And you can also send in your emails through, if you go to the website, there are emails there where you can send your views and suggestions. So Parliament is going to engage the citizens with regards to alignment of the Constitution. Perhaps before I end, let me just emphasize that there's a principle called social accountability, where you, the citizens, have the power. You are the principals, and your government, who are the
as
duty
we are
bearers,
doing now,
they are your agents.
Right.
So the principals, you have the power to request justifications and explanations on the use of public resources. And where you found that explanation lacking, then you have to institute some measures to make sure that you obtain corrective measures from the government. And where you don't get them, you can sanction. And you know there are various ways of sanctioning the government.
what does sanction mean?
Sanction is imposing some punitive measures on those who may not be handling your resources as much as you expect, either through the ballot box or through other means. Yeah, there are other institutions that are there to make sure that you sanction the government.
But I wanted you to be very specific regarding the process of this particular law. Where are we, and what has been done and what's going to be done? Because the president has spoken about this. The nation is interested. Investors also are interested. Where are we and where are we going?
The amendments the draft amendment has been done.
Good.
It's coming to Parliament. When it comes to Parliament, citizens get involved. Comment,
By the
send
hearings.
as many comments as you can. Then Parliament will pass on the legislation that you feel addresses some of the gaps that were in the PFMA.
Amazing. That's great. I think a lot of people are excited. In ending, Madam.
In ending, I would like to say a collaboration between government officials, the parliament, the cabinet, and the citizens will go a long way in terms of forming sound legislation that is imperative in terms of safeguarding the public resources and state property, the national purse. So this engagement should not only be in rhetoric, but we should find it in real practice.
Amazing. We are so grateful for this conversation that has just taught us and brought us up to speed as to what is going on regarding the laws that govern public finance management. And from Identities, we would like to invite you guys to join us on our social media platforms. Do you have something that you want to say to us pertaining the use of public finance management? Write to us on our social medias, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter. We're also on Instagram. Reach out to us, and we're so grateful for this opportunity to lead this conversation. Until next time, do stay with us. Goodbye.